Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Remember Skies of Arcadia. We just defeated the Hydra. It is slowly limping away, but we're going to have to board the ship and fight Galcian. And so we swoop in and try and make our way past the guns. It's all very dramatic, romantic, really. I love it. But we have an amazing journey to get to where we need to go. We're going to jump right on, and this is almost evocative of what we were experiencing during the opening of the game. We jumped aboard a ship, and now we're doing it again, except we are really taking it to the enemy. I got a couple of cool equipment things in the last round, so I want to fix that. I don't need the Yamato Spirit anymore. Moon Cannon it is. I don't need the Arcwhale Torpedo anymore. Moon Torpedo it is. So that's a pretty nice looking ship. And we will heal it up. Oh, I'm Vi's King of Rogues. So unless I do other stuff, that's probably as high as I'm going to get. I think Vi's the Legend might need you to open every chest in the game and other stuff, which I'm not going to do. Just from a practicality standpoint, I've probably missed some pretty important things. So here, we can talk to Enrique, and I don't know yet if we can. We're going to be able to switch out our party members, but I think for now, Gilder's our guy, which is fine. So the Hydra is not a space where there's a lot to talk about. We're mostly now. I'm just getting us through the story and letting you all experience what I think is an incredibly exciting end to a game, and we're not even completely done. There's actually going to be one more thing that we're going to need to deal with later on. I mean, the Hydra definitely feels... Ooh, an X-Cannon. Delphinus. Looks like you're doing... Nope, stop it, controller. Looks like you're getting all the good stuff today. Very nice. So it's sort of an interesting space. That's the wrong button. I want to use this button. I mean, so it definitely has stuff going on in it, but it's not as interesting in terms of transformative qualities or anything like that. Again, the game now is getting by largely on strongly contextualized situations. The only annoying thing that I do not like about the Hydra is that this is where you can get Aika's ultimate weapon, but it's a random drop from the enemies. So I have no assurance that I will get Aika's ultimate weapon. Not that it necessarily matters. I really don't need it, but it would be nice to have. I'm actually going to put everybody back to their semi-defaults for their weapons right now. I wasn't expecting defense right there. So that's just bad timed attacks. So actually, maybe we'll change everyone over to blue so that they can do okay against yellow. We might actually do that. So I was saying that this is the only way that you can get Aika's ultimate weapon is through random drops, which is a total bummer. Yeah, no, everybody's going blue right now. We're gonna be pure blue rogues, except Fina. Silver works out well. Oh no, if they're yellow... Yeah, even she's going blue. I was sitting there like, silver's okay against pretty much everything, and then I was like, oh no, it's not good against yellow. So most characters you're able to just sort of access things very easily, which is totally great. I can get the Vorlic Blade, I can get Final Cupel, provided that I find all the Chams. When it comes to any of the Ringers, I can buy what is basically their best weapons from Ryu Khan. Ika's the odd duck out, and Ika tends to be the odd duck out in pretty much every instance in this game. Like, just the way that... Like, she barely ever gets any upgraded weapons, which is a shame because she probably needs them more than anybody else because she's consistently in the party, no matter what. Except for the small sojourn when we did Decat's Island. But it's like, you know, whatever. And here we get Soltis in the background and cannons firing. So, I mean, like I said, it's an exciting space at the very least. So I like that about this space, but it's a pretty traditional sort of like, here's our steel value in space, let's go through it. The more interesting thing is getting to Galcian, who, it's very interesting to me how quickly Galcian, I mean, maybe I've never really noticed it until I've gone through this playthrough. Galcian sort of enacts his plan very quickly, and then we react and try and counter him just as quickly. So he's definitely an incredibly dangerous force, but the game, it's not just... I'm not going to suggest that the end of the game is rushed. I don't think it is. I think the pacing here is quite good. I think what's going on more than anything else, though, is that Galcian's plan feels almost like a flash in the pan, huh? We come together and we face him very quickly. He grabs the Reins of Destruction, and then he thinks he's won, right? So it's not like there are all these other plans for us to thwart. It's just like, oh shit, he has the stuff and we got to beat the crap out of it. So the Hydra is actually a very quick dungeon, but the encounter with Galcian is really, it's a really good encounter. Galcian, spoiler alert, not the final enemy of the game. We will deal with that when it comes. Though I'm certain you can all sort of guess what the general trajectory of things is now. But in terms of a nice climactic showdown, facing off against the evil general on the top of his flying air fortress is a pretty good way to deal with a villain. At least I think so. There's one more thing I'd like to accomplish. I want to rid the world of you. Look. It's going to be a good encounter. I like this fight. And so if this is the musical track that I think it is,
it is time to die.
Yeah, let's turn this up for a minute. Yeah, so we turned that up for a minute there. You're also going to notice that I'm going to have Ika almost exclusively cast her support magic, and that is because Galcian likes to spam Eternum, which means that in theory, if it connected against everybody, he could insta-wipe the party. So if I didn't have the ability on Ika, I could potentially have the ability on Gilder. I could have Aura of Denial. But man, these trying to figure out what I should do here. Focus again. The music here is great, and there's only one better boss encounter music, and it's the final boss music. But yeah, Delta Shield, really important for these encounters. And it's not going to be a difficult encounter, but here we go. This is Terminal. This is one of the most ridiculous attacks in a game. I love it. He's above the sky where the battle is taking place, charges up, and attacks. It is so amazing. The attacks that they managed to give characters in this game are really impressive. And it looks like I don't want to do much more than really focus on Pirate's Wrath, or even try and get everything up and front and center for Prophecy. So the problem is, I would want to buff my characters, but Delta Shield will prevent that, so mostly I just want to heal and keep everybody okay. In terms of a villain encounter, though, man, the game really gets it. The lead up to everything else was really nice. He's gonna charge here, I think?
Attack me if you dare.
Oh, no, it's like a shield ability. I always forget what Devolver is. The one that stays with you, the one that you remember is Terminal, just because it's so so powerful. And so we're just gonna heal up as many people as we can and start getting to it. See yellow? Yes, good. For a minute, I was afraid that he wasn't. Oh, it's so tempting to use Increm. We should be okay without it. Vorlic Blade, a lot of seeds. Yeah, I just did 7,000 damage. That's insane. Wow. I feel pretty good about that. So now he wants to use a Turnez. Nope. Sorry, buddy. And by that I mean, go to hell, Galcian. Go straight to hell. And don't mind us if we send you there. But it's definitely worth the precautions here of using Delta Shield. Terminal. I'm gonna say it's against Gilder. Can't skip it. Big attack, can't skip it. Will he survive? Alright, not bad. I always forget how robust Gilder can be. Counter. Oof. Cutting it close there. Although, really, this attack here could even end it. Oh, I know I make it seem easy, and I've sort of... almost feels like I'm cheating the way I've done it, but I mean, like, seriously, I'm here to tell you the story now. I'm here to show you the rest of it. My contributions to this playthrough have almost become superfluous at this point. That's how powerful I think the game has become in these moments.
Let's try this.
It's we got some drama ahead of us. But we'll have to ration things out I suppose rationally. Yeah, there we go, got him. Vise is way too strong right now. He's way too strong.
I wish they were all that easy.
Oh, this is good. This is good, I like this. So my levels are about where I would expect them to be. And so, Galcian has been brought to his knees. Ever prepared, though, Galcian is ready to flee. And so we're going to have a lot of stuff happening here. Does Vi say it here, or did he already say it? He says, yep, I thought he was too arrogant to have an escape pod. There's something about that line I like. So how are we going to stop him? Something's coming. Beleza. And so she has her own emotional climax here too, her own end. And Gilder can even tell, like, what's going on? And Ramirez, like, this is great. Like, this whole moment's great for Beleza. It's amazing for Ramirez. All sorts of stuff is going on. Look at that Dutch angle right there, too. God damn. That's actually a Dutch angle that works pretty well. Usually I hate that.
Goodbye, my love.
What?
Thus ends Galcian. Yet we also lose Beleza in the process. Some good shadowing on that image right there too. But yeah, the game, I keep on saying it, just everything that happens near the end is just, there's so much. And then we have this. Okay, so I've talked about Ramirez's sexuality, and I don't want it to seem like I'm making it a perfunctory statement. The depth of Ramirez's guilt, not guilt here, well, guilt probably to some extent, but his grief is so emotionally felt that I do read some level of emotional affection in there. One can make it something that's just about some sort of sense of duty, but given Ramirez's previous history of sort of getting close to Mendoza and then really devoting himself to Galcian, the game never outright comes and says it, but he loves this man. And we can talk about what kind of love that is, but he loves him in some regards. It can be romantic, it can be some sort of idealistic thing, but this is a game now where we have killed the main villain, and his subordinate takes over and freaks the fuck out. Like, Ramirez, like, has broken. And he has command of the friggin' Reigns of Destruction. It is another one of Skies of Arcadia's subversions, where we don't... First off, we're not even the ones who defeat the main bad guy. We defeat him in combat. We're not the ones who end his life. And then also, it's not even over when we defeat the bad guy. His second in command has access to the giant world-destroying super laser death ray thing, and snaps. Like, he snaps and is going to use it. But we have another sacrifice on our hands. The game builds and builds and builds. And this is another example, again, of the notion of, listen, people are going to be heroes in their own way. They've been judging. Fina's belief is the thing that makes this possible. Her speaking up to the elders makes this possible. And it's a rough moment for her. She has to watch her old world, her old home, sacrifice itself for the rest of the world that she has been in. And so it's this last bastion of old world technology coming down from the sky to clash against the rains of destruction and to save a world that previously was thought unworthy. It's very neat. An amazing use of silence here. Like, they just keep on giving us moment and moment, and I wish that I could express how much I think these moments work. How much these moments, I believe, are crafted by a competent team. And the visuals just keep on proving more and more effective. I can't compliment it enough, which is probably something I shouldn't do. I should probably step back from the compliments. So I think this might be a short section. We'll do this, we'll do the final dungeon, and then the final boss encounters, and then that will be the end of Skies of Arcadia. But she's not going to let their sacrifice go to waste, no one is. And we have all of our characters come back to join us in our party. And we will go back to where we began the game, Shrine Island, in order to get into the final dungeon. Ending as it begins, almost. So, by default, it actually gives us Drachma as the character going into the final dungeon, which is fine. But because Justice Shield is an incredibly useful skill, I am going to grab... not Ramirez. I am going to grab Enrique. This is certainly exciting stuff. And so I just need to find Enrique. I think he might be out on the deck. I always forget. But I think he might be. He will be the member of our final party. Honestly, whenever I play this game in other circumstances, my final party is the trio and then Gilder. Yeah, he's out here. And so, everyone's on the ship. Which is nice. And if I want to, I can get everyone what I need. Let me check how much money I have. So I have a decent amount of money. So, this will be a short episode. In the next episode, I might finish the game. So I am going to stop here, and I will do some off-screen item purchases and things like that. I will try and make sure my controller doesn't go crazy. In the next episode, I will enter Soltis, and we will confront Ramirez. Although, depending on how things go, we might still need to cut it off in time for the final boss sequence. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're almost there. It's exciting, if a little bittersweet. Thank you very much for watching. I love you very much. I will see you around later. Bye.